Hi, and welcome to your Humber News Update. I'm Kendra Hamilton, coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. A Canadian woman has been released from a Chinese prison. Julia and Kevin Garrett have been in jail for 5 months, accused of espionage. Julia Garrett was released on bail after being detained with her husband on accusations of stealing state military secrets. He's still being held and has been moved to a more formal detention center in an unknown location. The Garretts own and operate Peter's Coffee Shop in a town on the border near North Korea. Canadian authorities say they welcome the decision and will continue to raise the issue with senior Chinese officials. To Brussels now, where NATO defense ministers are talking about strengthening the alliance's presence in Eastern Europe. The meetings come as tension between Russia and the West is building over fighting in Ukraine. The French president and German chancellor were at the meetings this morning. They've agreed to new command centers to provide rapid reinforcement in the area. It's expected they'll also decide on the makeup of a new force and the expansion of headquarters in Poland. All this is designed to bolster NATO's eastern flank, but falls short of sending arms to Ukraine.
Well, I think that most of us, but in particular the Netherlands, will insist on non-lethal support to Ukraine. It's the dialogue, the political dialogue, is the only way out of the crisis.
Meanwhile, Francis Hollande and Angela Merkel are set to travel to Kiev and Moscow for meetings with their counterparts in the next couple days. The crowds are finally headed to Target stores across Canada today as the retailer begins liquidating its assets. The U.S. chain is closing all 133 locations from coast to coast. More than 17,000 employees will lose their jobs. Target says customers can expect up to 30% off during the sales. But many shoppers today left stores unimpressed with the discounts. The retailer says sales will last 8 to 10 weeks. In the world of sports, we'll take you to Boston, where thousands brave the cold for the Super Bowl champs who are making their triumphant return. All that and more coming up. Turning to weather now. It's bright and sunny today, but it sure isn't warm. The temperatures are already dropped down to -15. That's 3 degrees lower than the projected low of -12. If we're lucky, we'll go up to a balmy -9. We'll have details on all of these stories and more coming up in our 2 o'clock newscast. But for now, we leave you with this. NASA has released the first images of Pluto we've seen in 9 years. The New Horizons spacecraft took pictures last month. We have very few images of Pluto because of the dwarf planet being so far from Earth. It was demoted from planet back in 2006, just days after New Horizons was launched. The spacecraft has since covered more than 3 billion kilometers and is still approaching Pluto. That's your 12 o'clock update. We'll be back with more Humber News at 2.